It's good to know that Ingrid's entire purpose in this is healing.
Yeah. I mean...
So that Felix can keep slaughtering everyone.
All that work paid off.
Oh, that was
Oh,
you.
good
I
for
thought that was
Happy.
Violet that mastered it.
Yeah.
You could attack, or you could heal.
Exactly.
Thanks.
See? Got level 18 anyway.
Yeah, I'm,
Have I
I
improved?
don't know if I'm excited to do Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I'm excited to see the designs. I'm worried about... I think I'll be fine playing it. I don't think I'm going to be miserable, because I had to do that Brilliant Diamond playthrough, and, like, it was fine. It wasn't very fun, but it wasn't, like, miserable. At the end of the day, I think the thing for me with Pokemon is, and maybe some, and I'll probably talk about this in my Infinite Fusion playthrough, that people might not realize, is that my distaste of Pokemon isn't necessarily that I think, like, oh, it's so poorly made that, like, it's, like, strictly, like, bad gameplay. More so that, like, its gameplay is, like, boring. More so than it is, like, terrible. Like, I just do not find it fun. Because, like, if you get on the competitive side of it, like, when I'm seeing Shroom do his competitive games, I think it's pretty awful. Shroom,
Yeah.
He lost a game that he prepped for and played incredibly well because he used Sacred Fire 7 times and only got 1 burn on a 50-50 each time.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know enough about the competitive landscape to know if that was the difference maker, but by the time the game was over, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it could have been the difference maker.
It could have been something, yeah.
If he had just gotten that 1 extra burn on one of those Pokemon. But he lost a coin flip 6 times, and that potentially decided that game for him. And I was like, that's bad. I think that is bad game mechanics. Do I think that there should be no RNG in video games ever, especially turn-based ones? No, not necessarily, especially when it comes to turn-based games, like Pokemon and, like, Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But like, that being able to happen disgusts me. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. And I think
But
that's why
then,
my
like-
problem is mostly competitive, because, like, in a casual sense, like, that doesn't really...
Yeah, in a casual
happen.
sense, it's not really as big of a deal, so I can kind of look over it. But
Yeah.
and this is where we differ. I still just find Pokemon boring.
Yeah,
when I
that's-
play a
that's
game
fine.
like Persona, or even like the Cyber Sleuths, because I don't think the Cyber Sleuths are like phenomenal games. I think they're good Digimon games. But even like if I had to choose between playing like what's my favorite Pokemon? Like probably Pokemon Black or White,
Yeah.
because that one has Zekrom. White is probably like if someone said you have to pick a Pokemon game to play, you have to play it like once a year or something, I would probably pick Pokemon White or like Soul Silver, because then I could do the Pokeathlon, which I always thought was a fun mini game.
Okay.
Like I would play one of those, but even then I'm like kind of bored. Like if I had to choose between playing them and playing Persona or playing a Cyber Sleuth or whatever, I would be like, no, I'd rather play the other turn-based game. Like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which I also had some issues with here and there. I'd rather play that than Pokemon, like every single time. So that's kind of like where I am on it and why I don't play the new games.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why I'm a little worried about Infinite Fusion, because I'm like, it'll probably be fun enough. Because I know that when I play Pokemon, I'm not going to sit there and, like, it's not going to be, like, forcing me to play a game that I just think is objectively bad. Like, you're not forcing me to play, like, Digimon Survive. Do it. Do it, coward. Go on that healing circle, put Felix there, he will win.
I am not confident about that. I don't know if you've seen...
Coward.
Listen, Felix is great at
Coward.
murdering.
Wait, is Lysithea over there?
I think she's in... Yeah.
Never mind, I changed my opinion. I see that you're in Lysithea's range.
Resistance
I no
is
longer
5. So...
No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if his
Marianne
resistance is 12.
does 15 damage.
It
Lysithea
doesn't... Listen.
does, like... 22
All
damage.
you had to do was show that you don't have to keep giving reasons. I saw that Lysithea was there, and I changed my opinion. But anyways, I'm not worried about, like... I'm worried about getting a little too bored, because I also don't know how long Infinite Fusion is, but I think the Pokemon designs will interest me enough to keep me with it for that playthrough.
Yeah. A lot of time, and I don't know about games like that, because I feel like Pokemon games in general, something that kind of works in their favor, at least for me, is that they're generally
they're
not
short.
that long, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I played Brilliant Diamond, and I gave it a fair shake because I was bribed to do it. It was essentially a sub goal before I did sub goals.
I remember,
and
yeah.
I definitely felt by like the end of stream 2 or maybe stream 3 out of like, it was like a 5-stream game, I think. I was definitely feeling like, man, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
This game is so mind-numbingly boring to me.
Yeah. Yeah, but like for me, it's like, as much as I don't like Sword and Shield, I finished it because I'm pretty sure I beat it within like 10 hours
Thanks so much.
or something
Yeah, that
like
makes
that.
sense.
I was just like, okay, that's like doable.
Yeah.
Although
I
I'll
think
probably
it'll be
never play
fun.
that again.
But what I'm really excited is
38, is that how you do
Three
that?
Houses Black Eagles. I've already decided. I finished Okami, which was the most recent sub goal, which was a pretty good game. It was
Good,
a
yeah.
good time.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
love to
it
get
wasn't
around to
like
it
one of
someday.
my. All members have got boosted stats. You're in trouble now,
Oh god,
buddy.
Cynthia's even stronger.
Marianne's got a
Why
sword.
is she
Oh
using
no.
a sword? Oh, does she not have any attack magic? Because
She might have switched because she was doing 0 to Dorothea otherwise.
maybe I'm gonna check, but she might only have heal because I don't think she naturally gets like dark magic or whatever. Like that's what you as a
Yeah,
player
she uses
does.
ice, right?
Yeah, but I think she starts out. She might be one of those that starts out at like E, and might not actually naturally get that. Okay, she does have Nosferatu, but she does
Yeah.
not have any.
She doesn't have any more of her good attack.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was using before, but she doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Or no, I think she
doesn't
only
have it at
has.
all.
Wouldn't it show up with 0? Yeah,
Yeah,
she
it would
was
show
using Nosferatu earlier.
Yeah.
She switched to sword because Dorothea's resistance is too high.
Yeah, but Nosferatu doesn't do that much. That's,
No, Nosferatu-
that's not there to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
actually let's no.
The stairs mess up your horse. It doesn't. Its big hooves can't go down those dainty steps. You before you
Might
start
just have
moving
to-
here, you could do some Annette Stride shenanigans. You have her over there. I don't know how close she can get and be useful. She can reach Sylvain, and that should hit Felix. Yeah.
Yeah, this will have to work.
I'm telling you, man, I am a Stride connoisseur.
Yeah.
It's like, my brain is always wired to seeing what Stride can do.
Yeah, I don't use Stride a lot, and similar for Fire Emblem turns, people do like make optimal use of like warp staffs and stuff in certain Fire Emblem games, and like I never really.
Well, I love.
I'm
I
so
don't
bad
use
at
like
that.
stabs. I don't know if they're in this game, but I love using warp when I have like Linhardt and Lysithea. I
Yeah,
normally
it works the
have
same way. Yeah,
both
it works
of
the same
them,
way.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
I like striding and warping and whatnot. It's a game mechanic I like to make use of. The thing I feel like in Fire Emblem that I don't do is dancers, which I want to try and use a dancer more effectively in my my next one. Don't you dare.
no,
They're meant for
I'm 20 damage. Wait a minute, this could work. And then Ingrid, hold on, pop off. Let's go.
too easy. But I'm excited for getting to do my Three Houses Black Eagles run on the channel because watching you do this has made me really want to.
yeah.
And I've already decided I'm going to finish Reload first because Rebirth is coming out. So I'm basically now in a position where, like, when I finish Reload, Three Houses will take its place because that will just work well.
Mm-hmm.
Because starting Three Houses now, while I'm, like, halfway through Reload and Rebirth comes out in a week, sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
So I'm just going to wait until
Aim for
Reload's done.
greatness.
And then I might try and do Infinite Fusion at the same time as Rebirth and Three Houses. I'm not sure on that yet. But after I finish those, so it'll probably be in April, like May at the latest. I hit Bloodborne, so I'm gonna do Bloodborne.
I'm so excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. I really
Gosh.
want to see how it goes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, nice and 20. Yeah, it's Claude. You can't.
Yeah, what
do
about
that to
from
him.
this side? All right, 65.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I hope you like it. I don't know. I'm nervous, but hopefully it's a good experience for you.
Hopefully. I mean, I think it has as much. I think honestly, like if I had to take a bet, I think it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Because I really love games like Shadow of the Colossus, and I love the he'll be fine, don't worry. Believe in me. Believe in me. You don't actually lose him if he dies in this fight, remember?
Yeah,
Also,
but I
you
still
got him anyway. There
don't
you go.
want any of my units to
Yeah,
die.
I agree. I still don't want it to happen either, but like Shadow of the Colossus, which is just like figure out how to fight big boss, that's more puzzly than like combat,
Yeah.
admittedly. But still. But then there's also like Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, which is just like 13 like, hey, fight these bosses like 15 plus times until you learn their patterns, and I loved that.
Okay. Yeah, Bloodborne definitely has a lot of, learning, like, trial by dying, honestly. But, like, you're also naturally better at video games than me, so I wonder if the initial, like, hey, this is a hard game, if you'll get past that faster.
Potentially.
I'm pretty sure the first time I played Bloodborne, I played for, like, 2 hours, didn't get past, like, the first, like, street, and then just, like, put it down and tried again later. It didn't click until, like, the second time I tried.
Nice.
But you'll probably be better at it than I was.
I don't like to like brag, but I do, just based off of people like you saying as much and my years of gaming, I do think I'm at least a little above the average of like your standard video game player, which means nothing on YouTube because the people who are professionals will find you and think that you should be better anyway.
Yeah.
But like in front of like a normal person, it's like, oh yeah, you're like,
that
was tough. You just have like more of an acumen for video games than like the average Joe off the street, which is really good for my job.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But I do think there is a case of some games where like that natural acumen for me just doesn't work for some reason, and I'm just not good at it.
Yeah.
I had that with Devil May Cry 3 is the one I always think of. I played Devil May Cry 1 and 2 on stream. Devil May Cry 2 is the worst video game I've ever played, potentially. It's definitely like, if one of my top 10s gets to top 10 worst video games you played, Devil May Cry 2 will be on that list. Let's put it that way.
Really?
Yeah, that game is atrocious, brother, and I beat it in one stream. I streamed it, like, I think I did like a 4 or 5 hour stream when I was gonna do 3 hours, because I told chat, like, I will not load this game up again. I'm like, if I do not beat it today, I never will, because I will not turn this back on.
Good enough for me.
But, and then I beat it, and I was like, yeah, it was one of my worst gaming experiences ever.
Yeah.
But, Devil May Cry 3 I actually thought seemed like an interesting game, but I was not good enough at it to commentate over it. So I was like, yeah, I just can't do this. I just do not think I can play this game and commentate it. Because I just wasn't doing well at it. I got told later that apparently the part of the problem with that, and I never fact-checked this, but someone told me, I think it was more than one person, they told me that Devil May Cry 3 was actually ported incorrectly, and the standard difficulty that I was playing on was actually a higher level difficulty.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
I thought I was playing on normal, but it was actually, I was playing on like the harder difficulty, and that was part of my problem, but I never went back to test that.
Yeah, I've actually heard that. I knew that it was one of the Devil May Cry games. I didn't put together that could have been the third one, but yeah, okay, that actually does sound right.
That's what I've been told. I never tested it. I never fact-checked it. I never went back to try to play Devil May Cry 3 on a lower difficulty. But the difficulty that is apparently normal is called easy. And I was like, I'm not one of those people who's like, you need to play on the hardest difficulty. I was actually playing Persona 3 on normal, but I switched to hard because I was winning too easily.
Gotcha.
But I usually play games on like default. Some games like Tales of does it a lot. They'll have like a moderate difficulty that's between normal and hard. And normally when I play a game, especially a Tales of game, I'll default to that difficulty. And I'm definitely not one of those people who's like, if I'm not having a good time because I think the difficulty is too high, I will turn the difficulty down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I'm having too easy of a time, like I was in Reload, I'll turn the difficulty up one notch if the game allows you to do that.
Yeah, I was like, Souls games don't have difficulties. You have what's in front of you, and you either beat or you don't.
Yeah, and I'm fine with games like that too.
We'll be able to fight as much as we please.
I'm sorry, but that is not something to joke about. The thought of fighting you is troubling at best.
In that
Get over it.
case, I wonder when you'll be able to stomach facing me in battle. Do you need a few moments?
I love Edelgard.
Yeah, one of the
Anyways,
good things
there
though
was
is
dialogue.
I think if you can get past like the first like 2 bosses, then like you shouldn't really hit a wall for like a while. Like your first wall is the first bosses, because that's just like the game teaching you like, hey, this is like what boss fights are like
this is what a Soulsborne is.
So
yeah, I'm really interested to see how it goes. I think it could end up going either way. I hope it goes the good way, but there's no way to know, you know?
Exactly.
But yeah, like, difficulty and stuff, I don't mind, like... I want what I consider to be a fair challenge.
Yeah.
And so if that means a lower or a higher difficulty, that stuff doesn't really fuss me.
Yep.
Especially because, like, if people are like, oh, I think you should be playing on a higher difficulty, I'm like, well, what you should have done is you should have looked up a playthrough that specifically says it uses the highest difficulty.
Yes,
I don't really understand from a viewer's perspective. If I'm watching someone play a game, most times I'm watching for their personality more than I am the difficulty scaling of the game. First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, if I'm watching someone and I want to see the highest, like a higher difficulty, I want to watch someone do the highest, most difficult thing, period. Like 3 Houses, for instance.
Yes.
If I was trying to find someone playing 3 Houses, then firstly, I would look for someone I enjoyed, like someone that I liked, or that looked like an interesting thing. I wouldn't care if they're on normal or hard. if I was like, I want to see Fire Emblem played at a higher
hate to
difficulty,
admit it,
I would not
but it
be
seems this is
typing
as far
into
as
the
the
YouTube
Black
search
Eagle House
engine,
goes.
Fire Emblem hard difficulty playthrough.
Yeah,
I would be
like you
typing
search for Madden
in
mode.
merciless, no deaths, etc. I would
Exactly,
want to
yep.
see the peak.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we're gonna get cut off
Yeah.
because there's gonna be a lot of talking now.
Yeah. My last thought on it, and then I'll be quiet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like, when I'm watching someone play, I don't really care if they're on normal, hard, or really even easy a lot of the time. If I want to see the hardest difficulty, I'll look up the hardest difficulty. But
Yeah.
if I just want to see a playthrough, I want a personality more than the game's difficulty level.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also trying to think. I was like, when's the last time I played a game outside of this that even had a difficulty option? I feel like I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, I do so many JRPGs that like
Yeah.
easy through hard, and then like AAA like Sony stuff, like those all lean towards those options.
That's true. Oh,
God
fair
of
enough.
War, Horizon, etc.
Yeah, no, I did all those on my own time. So like, I played games like
Yeah.
that on my own time, but on my channel, I'm like, no, it's been like Souls-likes and visual novels and things that just don't have difficulty settings.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Well, yeah. All right.
That is the end of this year's Battle of the Eagle and Lion. And the winners are
What if he says like Black Eagles?
He should.
Blue Lions.
Rigged!
We
Rigged!
won. And judging by our performance, I'm certain we have earned the prize as well.
It was actually rigged though because Byleth participated.
Yeah, it was. Like if Violet was on one of the other teams, then that one would have won. I actually
like
got
the
through that faster than I thought.
It's almost like the entire idea of this game is predated on who Byleth
Oh,
picks.
I wanted to bring up. I remember the first time I played this map, I thought that like each house had like a specific starting spot, and I was like, "Ooh, when I do another house, I wonder if I'll get to start at like the bottom left or like the."
And then you don't.
Yeah, I really wanted that to be a thing, and I was so upset when I
that
found
would've
out
been
you
nice.
didn't.
I think that's something that one of those minor complaints about Three Houses is there's so many more like unique things they could do between the stories that they don't.
Yeah.
And they like maps especially start to feel really samey on subsequent playthroughs.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Alas.
But yeah, I thought that was gonna take like an hour. That took like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Well done, your princeliness. I'm certainly not in any hurry to get on your bad side.
I assumed you would attack us head on. I clearly need to rethink my opinion of you. Well done, Dimitri.
Did I not attack you head on? Okay.
You both deserve equal praise for a battle well fought. All three houses did extremely well. Don't you agree, Professor?
They did it. They said the name of the game. They were nothing.
It only seemed that way because of the caliber of your command. Even now, we must not allow ourselves to become complacent.
In any case, I hope the day never comes when we have to put this experience to use.
I'm sure it won't.
I wouldn't mind. I'll accept a challenge from either of you at any time. I'm kidding, of course.
That is nothing to joke about. The true battle of the Eagle and Lion is best left in the past. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually change the name of this mock battle.
Let's do our best to get along.
How admirable, Teach. On that note, I have a proposition. When we get back to Garreg Mach, let's have a grand feast to break down the walls between our respective houses. And by a grand feast, I mean a fairly regular feast in the dining hall.
You really value that kind of thing, don't you? Well, I suppose no harm can come from it. Count me in.
I have no objections either. And you, Professor?
I'm looking forward to it.
You look so happy. I love seeing you like this.
Go ahead.
That's just not a thing that you say to your friends, Dimitri. But I think it was when I was doing my Three Hopes playthrough, but did you know that like Claude's penchant for like feasts and stuff is because of his Almiran upbringing?
What do you mean?
It's a cultural thing in Almyra. They like do big feasts after like everything.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was told when I was doing my Three Hopes Golden Deer playthrough, at least.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't really make that
I
connection.
just saw him point that out here, and I was like, oh, I know why he's the one to bring up the whole like go have a feast thing, because that's an Almiran thing apparently.
Oh, cool.
It's a neat little character bit.
Yeah.
I suppose that look on your face is just another boon from this glorious day. Perhaps the best one of all.
Stop.
I'm gonna just start randomly saying that to you. I'm just like, you look so happy today.
Shut up. I hate it. earth was that noise you made? You were like a crab for a second there.
I had a wonderful time today, Professor. As usual, I was astonished by how much you ate in the name of celebration.
That is
Why are
not
you judging
something
me?
you say to a person.
Oh my gosh, I did not.
Man, I was astounded by how much you ate at that meal, Slyroh. You went to town, brother.
Oh my gosh, I'd feel so self-conscious. I would like I'm never having food in front of you again. Like, wow, I never put it together that like the amount of weird things that Dimitri said. I was like, no, Dimitri's fine, but no, he's weird, dude. Like, I don't dislike him, but man, he's weird.
He's a weird
Really,
guy.
though, I must
You gotta
thank
be to have that
again.
haircut.
Our victory in the Battle of the Eagle and Lion was thanks in no small part to you.
We all did our part.
Yes, that is true. But it was your instruction that allowed us to reach our full potential.
Honestly, it was mostly Felix. Let's be real.
Honestly.
I
It
don't.
was mostly Felix and the mercy of Lysithea not owning us.
Violet might have actually done maybe the least amount in that because I'm trying not to use it because she's like the highest level. I'll probably start using her more. I like to keep my levels as balanced as I can. But yeah,
Yeah, same.
she probably did like one of the least.
I feel silly admitting this now, but when you first came to lead our class, you unnerved me. You never smiled and you never showed anger either. And yet, you didn't appear to be suppressing your emotions. They just weren't there.
Isn't that called being a sociopath?
At first, I thought perhaps you just didn't care for us. But I soon concluded that wasn't the case at all. For the longest time, I just couldn't tell what you were thinking. It was though you had no humanity whatsoever.
And now?
You're different now. In the half year we've spent together, I've seen the glow of humanity in your eyes, and in your actions countless times. I am truly grateful to have had the chance to spend this time with you, Professor.
Getting cozy, are we? Mind if I cut in?
Are you laughing
Another one
about?
of the classic, like, small issues with Fire Emblem. Like, oh, we need more characters on screen. Just spawn everyone in walking up in unison.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's enough, Sylvain.
Oh,
It's-
please. I would love to join you as well. I have so many things I wish to talk to you about, Professor.
It's just funny enough and, like, not horrid enough to be a good enough meme that I'm fine with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
feel like I
it.
feel like if they did that in a game that was not this one, I would be like, how could you be so lazy?
Yeah.
But in Three Houses, I'm like, okay, it's really stupidly funny.
Yeah, it kind of like adds like a weird bit of charm.
Yeah.
It's not the exact same thing, but I know like in this one, like a lot of the supports are just like two people talking and then like describing things that happen, and then we'll like cut to black and like not actually show stuff. And it's like a weird charm thing because in Fire Emblem Engage they like kept that as well, even though like a lot of the visuals are like better and there's like a little bit more to it, but with all the support conversations, it's like the same thing of like they just describe stuff and don't like do that much. I was like, there's something weirdly charming about Fire Emblem and like telling, not showing, and I feel like this is the only game series that can get away with it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I have so much to tell you. And I want to thank you too.
Honestly, Professor, I was only able to achieve so much because you were with us.
Ash is right. You're irreplaceable to us, Professor.
Yes, that! Without you, the Blue Lions... Well, we wouldn't even be the Blue Lions at all. Except for the blue part. Because we'd be sad.
Wait, what?
There are worse things than fighting at
I
your
was wondering if
side.
you're gonna have anything to say about that.
Wait, hold up. Open up the log. I need to see that sentence again. Without you, the Blue Lions, we wouldn't even be the Blue Lions and all except for the blue part. Okay, so Byleth is the determining factor in you being a lion?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, not
okay.
actually, but that is funny to think about. It's like, what would you be? You would just be blue?
They really did put, like, the weirdest people in Blue Lions between Annette and Dimitri.
I have had the opportunity to experience much. Please allow me to offer you my gratitude once more, Professor.
As you can see, you have our trust as well as our admiration. I look forward to spending the rest of the year with you.
As do I.
Good. Then let's give it our all this year. Anyhow, it's getting late. We had better return to our quarters and get some rest.
Good stuff. Is this gonna be the month where we get a dancer?
I can only call your deeds during the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
Is that the month we're at?
Quite versatile.
I don't remember if it's this one or the next one. But that's so it
should
always
be
so much fun.
soon.
Honestly, part of me thought that it was the same month as the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, but then I'm like, no, that's too early.
Yeah, it's like after. I think it has to be this one, right? Because it's before the stuff with Geralt, and that's like the next chapter or two.
I think so.
This should be the village under attack, so it's either this one or the next one, I think. Because the next one is the one with Kranya. And there's no way they're gonna have you be focusing on the Heron Cup post Kranya event.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Comparing against their performance at the mock battle of the Great Tree Moon, the students have grown significantly. It is clear that this is a result of your guidance.
In appreciation of your efforts and to show our high hopes for the future of your students, I award you with this. Please continue to instruct your students as a model teacher.
So, you've made good use of all my power after all. I would have been upset if you had failed at such an easy task.
It pains me to assign such a disturbing mission to you during such a blessed moment in time. However, next month your assignment will be to journey to Remire Village to investigate an abnormal occurrence there.
Remire Village. If I recall, you've been there with your father many times.
An abnormal occurrence?
I have yet to ascertain the details, but it would seem the villagers have been acting strangely. I have already dispatched the knights to verify the authenticity of this information. They should be back shortly. I suggest you begin by finding out what they have discovered.
I pray this is not a bad omen. May the goddess protect you all.
A blessed lance. I don't even know if I'm going to use that.
What did you get? I was tabbed out.
A blessed lance.
Oh.
I think it's just a lance. I don't remember how.
It's like it
compares to
like
other
kills you
original
at the end
ones.
of turn or something, right? Isn't that what the
cloud.
blessed things do?
I don't think
Red
so. I
wolf
might be wrong.
moon. The flame in the darkness. Hoarfrost now graces treetops and open fields alike, and an icy chill blown in from the north of Fargus blankets the land. All of Fodlan's creatures begin to settle in for a long winter. The setting sun bathes the full winter coat of every wolf in a foreboding scarlet glow. Hunters can now spread the word that the red wolves are back on the prowl.
Is Blessed Lance the one that like does more damage against like dragon units?
Oh, that sounds right. Or like monsters or whatever.
Or monsters maybe? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Something
I'll
like
look
that.
at it.
I so rarely. That's another thing I'm bad at. I don't use like killer weapons or blessed weapons, etc. I just stick with like iron and silver.
I use killer weapons sometimes. I don't optimize it because there's like you can make like crit builds to get your crit to like
yeah,
almost
you can
100%.
make like super crits. Yeah,
but I don't
like using
optimize
the
it that
killer
way.
weapons because if you don't super build it like what you're saying,
yeah,
then it's then you end up just being like, hey, maybe this 30% chance will work for me, and then I get mad when it doesn't.
Fair enough. Let's see what Catherine wants.
I don't think I've ever seen these supports.
I wonder why.
I have, but I don't remember this one specifically. Sorry?
Why does Lady Rhea give you special treatment? You're not particularly strong or good-looking. You seem exceedingly unremarkable.
Listen.
Not that I doubt you're a skilled mercenary.
I don't want to have to be the one to say it, but if I got to pick between Catherine and female Byleth for attractiveness, I know which one I'm picking 10 times out of 10.
Fair enough.
Shamir came from the same background, but she doesn't get nearly as much of Lady Rhea's attention. Besides, it'd be one thing if you got brought on as a knight, but a professorship, unprecedented.
Sorry.
I'm not blaming you, I'm just perplexed. And it's not like just anyone can wield the Sword of the Creator. It's a legendary relic, right? And it was casually handed over to you. It's unbelievable. Maybe it's because you're related to Geralt. He was a leader of the Knights of Selyroh, and probably the finest mercenary in all Fodlan. By the time I joined, he was gone. So I don't know him too well, but he's strong, right?
He breaks blades.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. There can't be a soul in Fodlan who hasn't heard tales of the Blade Breaker.
Did you see that jump?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Gerald used his influence to help you. But Lady Rhea wouldn't give you favorable treatment because of that. No, definitely not. There must be something more to you. Okay, that settles it. I'm going to watch from afar. Figure out what Lady Rhea could possibly see in you. Whatever it is, maybe I can copy it so that you'll take a shine to me as well. And if I discover that your intentions are malicious, I'll cut you down. With relish.
I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't think you can copy
What
the
a
reasons
bad-
why Lady Rhea is interested in me.
What a bad condiment to use.
Relish. Yeah, that's true. Oh, we got a whole instructional period and a birthday before I can get to... I want to get to the explore period
That's
and
what
then
we're dealing with.
end it there.
Is there no chance it's an infectious disease?
There are no absolutes in medicine, but the chances are extremely slim. Restless movements, fits of violence, becoming bedridden, or even impossible to wake. With symptoms that varied, there are only a few possibilities. It's either a mixture of poisons or magic, and dark magic at that.
You're talking about Remire Village, aren't you, Manuela?
Oh my, if it isn't Gerald. Tell me, what was the first thing you heard?
Everything, after you mentioned that it's not likely an infectious disease. My child and I owe the people of Remire Village. If something's happening there, we must help them.
We scouted the area ourselves. Speak with the knights, hear what they have to say. I must go. Thank you for your help, Manuela.
You know, I'm more than willing to go with you to Remire Village. After all, I owe you my life, if you'd like. I bet we could even manage the mission all by ourselves. Just the two of us.
That's nice of you.
You fool.
Professor, a bit of a tease, are we? A girl could get used to this side of you.
Nice try, but I'll be going to the village as well. Enough nonsense. It's time to move out.
It's time to move out
As you
3
like.
weeks from now.
Goodbye, Gerald. Goodbye, Professor.
Yeah, whatever's happening there, it's like they're gonna wait. We'll figure out what's happening there in a few weeks.
Yeah, I have some tournaments to participate in.
I'll be in my office making preparations. What about you? If you have the time, it would be helpful if you could go ahead and talk to the knights.
Ow.
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm okay.
If anything feels off, return to the infirmary. No need to just grin and bear it. Got it?
Ugh, what could have caused such dizziness? I felt it too. Actually, I felt that way before.
Interesting.
I'm going with Shamir again.
All right, it's gotta be your birthday one of
I'm
these
feeling Shamir. If I say Shamir every time, I'll get one eventually.
days. She's gonna be the last
Unless
birthday.
she's already passed.
I don't think so. I don't
think she
remember.
is, I'm not sure.
Wait. I know I ask this every time. How high does Felix's lance have to be?
This guy.
I just want to know because he's getting close, and then I can take him off of lance for his goals. Because. All right, I'll just go all authority this time.
Quite intriguing.
It is good that you waited to start doing authority with him because now you've always got the professor boost. I think that's what I normally do with Felix.
Oh yeah, I definitely did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know you didn't because I don't think you put any thought really into the most thought that you do with this section of the game is that you're like, what is the class I need? All right, we'll do that one then.
Yeah, honestly. I'm always just building for the future.
Yeah. I don't think I do much more than that. I think there might have been a time where I looked at like other skills that you could unlock by leveling up stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
I might do that before my 3 houses playthrough if there's anything specific, because I know some people who like min-max the game, they like level up certain things to a certain point to get specific skills that help other classes, even if you don't use that type.
Yeah, I got a comment being like saying something that they always have everybody get their riding to A because A rank gives you just like a +1 movement. I think.
That's definitely one of the ones I
Yeah.
thought of. I think another one that I saw before is, I want to say it's the Knight one, right underneath Authority. I think you get, like, an ability that lowers the weight of your weapon no matter what class you are. So
okay.
it gives you, like, more chance to double. So it's, like, really good on sword units, even if you're not going to have them have an armor class.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh.
I looked like, there was a time where I was in my Three Houses era and I looked up a bunch of random stuff like this, or I just picked up info from, like, chatters and stuff on Twitter and whatnot. So there's so much random Three Houses knowledge, both, like, from when I streamed the games and also just from my own, like, off-stream stuff that's rattled around in my brain that there's just so much of it that I didn't focus on enough. I don't, like, have it memorized. But every now and then I'll be like, oh yeah, wasn't there a reason that, like, is there a reason I'm thinking it would be a good idea to level up armor? Is it because it did something worthwhile? I don't remember.
Yeah. I have a lot of that as well, just from the amount of times that I've tried to plan out my units, being like, all right, if I want to make this unit into this, like, how can I make that viable? And I've picked up things of, like, certain, like, class mastery skills, but I mean, it's been so long that a lot of that has fallen away, but, like, some of it I kind of remember. It's just like bits and pieces, kind of like with you.
I have a question.
Sure.
She's a question.
Lectures about strategy or reason require so much focus, I end up absolutely famished, but if I go to class after a big meal, I can't help getting sleepy. Bring along a snack.
What a wonderful idea.
I'm full of wonderful
Next
ideas.
lecture. Annette, you're not allowed to eat during class. Please put that away. No food in the lecture rooms.
All right. Oh, gosh.
Please, the birthday.
I see. So you'll be staying here for some time then. Honestly, I'm surprised. I've heard it's been a few years since you last donated to the church.
That was merely because of the
this is
financial
Arndale.
situation of my territory. I assure you it has nothing to do with my dedication to the church. By the way, Dimitri, isn't Edelgard currently enrolled at the Officers' Academy as well?
Yes, she's in the Black Eagle House. I don't believe she has any plans to leave anytime soon. Why not pay her a visit?
I may do just that. It's nice to stay in touch with my dear niece every now and then. Of course, I'm also delighted that I was able to speak with my nephew as well. Whether through marriage or otherwise, family is family after all.
Of course. The feeling is mutual.
This is really funny, knowing what we do about Arendelle.
Yeah.
Professor, if you were watching, you should have made your presence known.
Who was that?
That was Lord Arendelle, the regent for the Empire. He is also Edelgard's uncle.
He called you his nephew.
My stepmother was his younger sister. We are not related by blood, but he is technically my uncle.
So in other words...
Yes. My stepmother was Edelgard's birth mother.
What are the odds of that?
I know, right?
Edelgard and I are siblings by marriage.
So anime.
We can delve into that topic another time. For now, let's make preparations to investigate what's happening in that village.
I will say one of the things I'm probably most
Oh dear.
interested...
The princess of the Empire and the kingdom's prince are kin. How very odd.
You're most interested in?
I think one of the things I'm most interested in, which this is maybe showing my bias towards Black Eagles over the other houses, but they don't go, from what I remember at least, they don't really go deep much at all in the Black Eagles run about Edelgard and Dimitri's relationship. But I've heard, and by relationship I mean like their familial ties.
Yeah.
Talking about right here. But I've seen other people mention like stuff more deep about it and more things about it like online here and there, and I'm like, they must be getting that from the Blue Lions route or the church route, but I don't think so. I think it must mostly be coming from the Blue Lions route, so I'm interested to see more about that because I don't know it that in depth.
Yeah, I can think of one thing that springs to mind. I'm not sure if it'll be to the depth that'll satisfy you or not, but there should be something.
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times, Three Houses isn't to the depths that satisfy me, but at least it gives more to go on.
Yeah. No, I think you'll get some stuff.
Looking forward to it.
So that's why we was worried about her.
All beings are attached somehow to those who are their family. Yes, even I. I must have had a family too. I wish I could remember them.
You might be better off without yours.
I wonder who and where they are, and what they're doing now. In any case, about this Arundel. You've heard that name before, correct?
Oh. Was that in the library? I was like, I don't remember where we heard his name, like, in this playthrough.
I would bet Office, but I have no idea.
I thought somebody was talking about it in the library. Didn't we catch, like, Dimitri reading something? Was that part of that?
Oh, you know what? Maybe you're right, yeah. Good call.
Quite true. We came across
Oh,
that
yeah, we
name
did.
within the library.
Yep, I was right.
Where the prince had been. I thought that Arundel had died. And yet, not so. He seems alive and well.
Well...
I wonder what the prince had hoped to learn from reading of his uncle's charity. So many things the prince has yet to tell. How bothersome.
How bothersome indeed.
Shamir. Show me Shamir!
It's Linhardt!
Oh, Linhardt, my man!
Oh, gosh. I'm so hungry. I would love to take you to tea, but I'm so hungry.
You coward! You coward!
All right, you better keep.
I think we.
Oh, I want to end this off so bad.
Here's the result, Professor.
I'm also really hungry.
Anybody get some cool stuff? Ooh. Oh, Sylvain's reason is at B? I don't know if it needs to be that high.
I mean, if you're making him the Dark Knight, you may as well get him more Dark magic.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
I think
there's
B
something
is...
else that you're like, I really need him to be getting this.
No, I mean, I think I could switch one of those for, like, Authority or something. I think B reason is all he needs for Dark Knight, but I could be wrong.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, but higher reason might give him, like, more magic.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure he gets something
like,
at A rank.
Like Giga Baloney.
I will say, doing things the way I do things, I am pretty infamous for not getting any of my skills to S rank, or, like, very few of them. And I should be doing that.
I think there are some S ranks that people have said are, like, practically useless, but there are definitely some cool ones.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's kind of a mixed bag, right? Because on one hand, you're like, I don't want to just have to follow a guide, but on the other hand, you're like, oh, I went for this one, and it was literally a waste of my time.
Yeah. That's why, like, I just stand by that. Like, once you know the mechanics of the games, like, you can experiment and figure things out.
Like, you can do
less
whatever
than
the heck
Maddening.
you want.
Maddening is the only one where it's just like,
yeah,
you kind of need to know, like, so much or look a bunch of stuff up.
You have to min-max,
Yeah. But, alright, yeah, I'm saving and getting out of here. Huh?
Let's do those supports. You had some supports there. Let's do those supports.
I really...
just like 4 of them.
I
so
really
like,
thought I was going to open this up and there was just going to be like 10 of them. I was just going to be like, no. No, I'll save it for next time.
We'll start with that next time.
Yeah, we'll either do that or during the Explore time. One of those. We'll do them. It should have be only 2 or who knows how many conversations. But, yeah, alright. I'm going to get out of here. Release us from our prison, and we will play more Three Houses on the next time. So if everybody enjoyed, and goodbye. Do you have anything to say?
Nope. See you later.
Bye.